Welcome to Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. I'm Toby Hewitt, and I'm your guide through time and space and all points in between. Mystic Musings will give you insight into who you are, why you are here, how to live an authentic life, and where you fit into the universe around you. Join me on this path of mystical exploration. Welcome to episode 59 of Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt. This week, we will consider healing as we continue our mystic journey. This week, it very much feels as though the worlds I inhabit have chosen to merge, and that this is as much an exercise in writing as it is in discerning mystic messages from the other dimensions. This has been a week that has required a greater focus on healing. As we move further into this newly arriving paradigm, it is becoming apparent that more people are being called to heal, and others are presenting themselves as needing healing, both so that they may receive the energies inherent in receiving this gift, and also to give a space to practice for those called to avail themselves of sending across the room or at a distance the act of healing manifested in and through the energy of love. We are a fragile species on many levels. We are hurt in many ways. We speak of broken hearts and broken spirits. We draw dis-ease into our bodies and feel our spirits swell to send solace and salves to all of those situations. When we dream of wholeness, it is often through letting go of pain and freeing ourselves of those who will inflict pain on us. Sometimes we are required to endure for a longer time than we think we can bear. And then, in an instant, the solution becomes clear, and we can heal ourselves by letting go of that which presents to us as less than kindness and compassion. Then we must dig deep within and find ourselves swimming away from that space and into one that holds the harvest of light and love. Then there are times when our physical challenges require us to ask for help. We live in a time when there is a pill for everything, and yet sometimes the dis-ease is a manifestation seeking an energetic modality to relieve pain and illness. This week alone, I am aware of 2 people who experienced chronic back pain, and both were helped through the sending of healing energy without knowing it was coming toward them. In both cases, the people were helped. In one case, I knew a friend who was sending healing to another, and that person with whom I was sitting had no idea it was about to happen. Suddenly, he commented that he felt strange, a little disoriented, or just plain weird. I confirmed through a text a bit later that was the time the healing had been sent, and told him that was what happened. The next day, as the healing continued to manifest within him, he was much better than he had been. This same healer, who was at a distance from us, and I both sent healing to a friend of a friend who suffers from chronic back pain. I spoke with a friend the next day, and she reported that her friend had awakened without the agonizing sciatica that plagued her. My healer friend also sent me healing, because I had made the decision to walk away from a long-occurring situation in which compassion and empathy had been withheld. As the waves of healing energy washed over and through me, I could feel the sadness lift and embraced my new perspective of freedom from this past pain, and welcomed the peace that filled me, having enacted my decision. Why am I speaking of healing, especially physical, mental, and emotional? Well, for one, all these acts of healing occurred within the same 24 hours this past week. And second, I had pulled a card from the Akashic Tarot entitled The Divine Physician. Without any further thought, I started writing this episode, moving into awareness that the topic of healing, and especially divine healing, is one that we could all use right now. As events around us become more dire and truly diseased, we need to have faith that the creative spirit is watching over us, helping us to stay on our paths, and giving us ways with which to deal with the onslaught of negative and challenging energies. Whether on the national or world stage, or in our personal space, we are all experiencing the effects of disease, and we need to seek healing energies through becoming ever more mindful of ourselves and those around us, and reach out to help each other through these times. We are each a part of the divine healing energies, and we all have the ability to access and send this energy within ourselves or toward others. We can do this through breathing our way into a sense of centeredness, and then gathering the energy that lives in the area of our heart and solar plexus, and allow that to grow into a light that we can allow to spread throughout us, and then which we can send out to those who know specifically, to those we know specifically need healing, and further to those in the wider world who are suffering. We can go a step further and allow the higher healing energies to enter us through the crown of our heads, and let it mix with our own natural healing energy, and then send this out to the world. When we all become healers of ourselves and others, we all become healed. And from that space, we can work to become one in and through the energy of love. As I wrote this episode, I was struck by how much I had, to keep reminding myself to let go and not think, and just allow the words to flow through me, much as they do when I am sharing messages from the teachers and masters. And now, since I realized that the healing card was specifically chosen, and the decision made not to really study the card itself, that the physical and spiritual worlds did, in fact, merge to create this episode. It is not a coincidence that multiple people, including myself, needed healing this week, and that, indeed, the world seems to be yearning for a good, all-round cosmic healing. If each of us opens ourselves up to these energies, either receiving or sending, I know we can lift the encroaching darkness and move further into the light. Sometimes I think the choices of topics has a bearing on what I am doing and needing to do. I can heal my body by eating plant-based whole foods, exercising, meditating, and getting enough sleep. The truth of the last few months is that I have not been taking care of myself. I believe that energetic healing is a necessary aspect of our health, but I also believe, or really, I actually know, that by taking care of myself, I generate health within and have more energy to use for all sorts of endeavors, including helping to heal the world around me. For this week's exercise, please ask for healing to be given to you and to the world around you. Sit quietly as you do this and allow time for the healing to reach you. Maybe 5 or 10 minutes or more. Give thanks and continue with your day. Please join me next week for episode 60 of Mystic Musings with Toby Hewitt, when Spirit will surprise us with new ideas as we continue our mystic journey. Thanks for listening to this episode of Mystic Musings. Please join me every week to continue our exploration of all things mystical that can help you have a more practical and magical life. Please visit my website, TobieHewitt.com, for more information and to read my blog postings. And join me also at pathwaystomindfulness.org to learn how you can schedule a presentation. I'm available for mindfulness training, demonstrations of psychic abilities, and individual readings. I also have a number of books on mystical topics on Amazon.com. I look forward to hearing from you and answering your questions. Please contact me through TobieHewitt.com.